Hey everybody, this is Seth keeping it real. I love Thursdays, not only because I get to meet with our leaders, our coaches, our team right before this. I always feel super energized before we come into this meeting, but this is our arbitrage specialty. It's the Arbitrage Deluxe. We got to go with a really cool name for it. As you guys can see, the happy face on the left, at least on my left, is our Guatemalan brother, Alan Gurasar. And on the right is our Canadian Arabian, oh man, I'm gonna mess it up now. I forget, Kuwaitan brother Saad Basim. My name is Seth Kniep. I'm here in Austin, Texas. And we also have special guest Itishri, who is in the turquoise Itishri, and then Alex and Alessandra, as you can see them waving there. Guys, we are here for one reason: to share with you what it's like to build a business using arbitrage. That's it. It's like we talk about keeping it real. We are not about BS. We remove the BS and talk to you about how hard it really is and how good it really is. So to help you learn how to succeed. So thank you so much, you guys, for being here. And I'm going to pass the mic to Saad. I'm just going to start by letting him show you the results. These were taken within the last 24, 48 hours, screenshots of their Seller Central account on their numbers and what they've done. Go ahead, Saad.
Hi, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining us. So I'm very excited today about presenting Ishri and Alex and Alessandra. I'm very having a hard time with names, and I really was impressed with their performance. And I would like to show you some screenshots that we have. So let me know if you see my screen, guys. Are you able to see it? All right, so we have Ishri. Ishri, actually, she joined our group, and she had a little bit of limited knowledge, but she had really the work ethics. She had really the drive to make it happen. And I was, in the beginning, she was just a normal person like everyone else who started in the business. They didn't know where to go, where the guidance that they have. They didn't know that was possible for us to make money on Amazon. So this is a screenshot of her when she first started. As you see, guys, she actually started in June. It's May, but June actually, that's when she started having some products in. And until now, she made 15,882, which is very impressive for someone who's doing it as when it started as a hobby or as a part-time job, which is really, really, really impressive. And this is really reflects on her her growth and her determination. And also we have Alessandra and Alex. Alex and Alessandra, they just joined our team not even a few weeks ago. Before that, actually, they were just watching our YouTube channels. They're getting the free content, and they decided to start that business. And just in a few months, actually, they made $2,000. Maybe it seems not much for you guys, but it's a lot of things to learn when you start that business. And they were able to tackle it. So they saw that it's possible. They proved the business model, and now they wanted to do something better. They wanted to have more growth in their business, so they decided to join us. And I actually believe in them. They're going to make very well. And that's what I just want to share with you. It could be minimum small victories or big victories, but you will get there eventually.
This is super cool. And I just want to take a note to think, you look at $2,000 and you see the line and it goes like that. So they went from $0 to $2,000. If you look at it that way, that's very incredible. And if you can do $2,000, there's no reason you can't do $20,000. There's no reason you can't do $200,000. The first time I received my very first check, my deposit from Amazon, it was right around like $15, $17. And the first thought that came to my mind was, if I can do this once, I can do it a million times. And you have to believe that, everyone. If you believe that, if you did it once, you've proven the concept, you know it works. It's just a matter of growing it now and figuring it out and messing up along the way, but continually pursuing that path until your money grows. So huge congrats to you, Itishri, Alex, and Alessandra, for the work that you guys have done on this. You guys didn't do this before. How long, Itishri, have you been doing this? Specifically the arbitrage, how long?
Are you asking me anything? Because my line cut after what did you ask? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I can hear you good. How long have you been doing arbitrage for?
I have started in, if you say, I started really in July, because up to June, I just opened the account, but as I am from India, I am in H4 visa. I can't sell anything on Amazon. Means I can't earn any money here. I got my approval in June end. Then from July only, I started selling everything. In June, I just sell only 1 unit to see how it works. I did that. I am not supposed to do. It's only $5 thing. I said, okay, let's see. I couldn't stop myself after joining this retail arbitrage group because so much momentum. Everyone was selling. I was feeling like so bad. Oh, I have everything, but I can't send it to FBA. Then I did only one FBM before I started FBA. From July only, it started selling everything.
This is awesome. And where do you currently live, Itishri?
I'm living in Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas.
So this is proof.
Is my pronunciation correct?
This is an awesome example of it doesn't matter where you live, you can make money online today. You couldn't do this 20 years ago. You couldn't do this 30 years ago. It doesn't matter where you live. Alan's in Guatemala. Saad is in Canada. Guys, we're all over the world and this is happening. That's incredible. And to be able to go from nothing to $2,000 of revenue, even just half of that being profit, that's incredible. That's $1,000 bucks. Like, think about that, you guys. And at the beginning stages, as you guys know, the longer you do it, the faster you get at selling at Amazon, and your experience begins to compound, and the fewer fails you have and the more money you begin to make as a result. So Atishri, this is incredible. A question I want to ask you, Atishri, is how do you find online arbitrage products? Because this is really key for people living in different countries. If they want to sell on Amazon.com, it's going to be really hard for them to go, sourcing in their own place. They can, but if they source in their own area, buy it, send it into a prep center, doing it online is easier. So how did you do that with your online arbitrage?
Yeah, actually, people using so many tools. I actually use all the searching and everything by myself. First, I go to deal section, clearance section of Kohl's, JCPenney, or any website. Then I choose some products. My target is up to $12.99. I can buy the products up to $12.99. I search those products. If I search one product in Amazon, you can find out 3 more other. If you go and search one product in Amazon, you can find 3 other products also with very good rank. Then just go to Google and find out the product where you can buy with less money. I did that way. I found it's really easier, and you don't need to. Yes, scanning is also necessary if you're going to store. It's necessary because in the beginning, everything is necessary. Scanning the products also necessary at stores, and finding online also it's necessary. You have to spend also time on Amazon also as more as you can, so that you'll have more knowledge about Amazon. I didn't heard about so many brand names in Amazon. I had today only morning before this chat session started, I have learned that, oh, another 4 brands are there that I can sell on toys category. People think that no, we are always restricted on these categories. We can't sell on those categories. But there are so many other brands are there you can sell. Trust me, I was also very much frustrated when I started in the beginning. Whatever you do so much of hard work, and at the end of the day, you can sell it. But now only I'm enjoying it, online arbitrage, because in the middle period when I started launching my first private label product, I was just focusing on that one. I didn't work on my online arbitrage products. Then again, when November started, then I thought, okay, I have to do work for those also. I need to check how the market is in November. I didn't know that. It's like throughout the year, whatever I have earned, that is more than in November what I have earned in November. November sales are too high. I don't know, people are mad in November. Whatever you sell, it goes like with high price. From my point of view, you search as much as you can. From Amazon is the best website you can search. You can, if you search for one product, you can find out 3 more other products, other brands, their categories. Then you can Google it and search, find out where you can find out.
You mentioned that a lot of people struggle with brands being gated, which is very true, especially if you're new to arbitrage and you go start sourcing or scanning. you realize, wait a minute, my seller app's telling me I can't sell this because this brand is gated. But then you mentioned that you started finding brands that are not gated so you could get started. How did you do that? How did you find brands that are not gated, Itishri?
That initially when you go and scan on stores, it really works because this is the initial effort. You don't have to year around, you don't have to search the same brand, you don't have to scan the same brand again and again to see that it's gated or not. Once you know that, okay, this brand is gated, then move on to the another brand. Actually, first I started with shoes. That didn't go well with me. I don't know how to sell shoes really. Then I moved to the another niche brand, underwears. So many brands you can sell in brands. Lily of France, Olga, Maidenform, Warner's. So many big brands. Only 2, 3 are gated. Out of the rest of them, you can sell all the brands.
So you found these brands just by searching. You just went, you looked, you look in your seller app. Oh, I can sell that one. Oh, I can't sell that one. You just started hunting, right?
Next time when I went to the store, I directly go which brands I can buy, just scan those products. If it has good BSR, then buy it.
And as a result of selling, I heard
it is frustrating, I believe, but it works.
Yeah.
Once it is in your brain that yeah, you are restricted, you are not going to scan it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seth, if I can share a story when you have a chance about that.
Go ahead, Alan.
No, I was going to share a story about that because I remember at one point I recommended everybody in the Facebook group to start sourcing and start going and sourcing bras, woman bras. And I actually went with my wife. I took some pictures, and everybody was making fun of me because they wanted me to try them. And I just put them on the sofa, and I took pictures, and everybody was like, making fun of me. It was like, can you try them? Make sure they all fit and all that. But that was one of the beginning times that I share with everybody that the kind of clothing I usually source and we sell a lot. It's bras, woman bras. So I just remember one of those. I just remember that story when she was talking about bras because that's a great clothing line that you can sell on Amazon.
That's excellent information, Alan. Did you guys hear that? So even for you guys, don't get embarrassed.
I want to say
as well. Go ahead, Itishri.
Yeah, because in my inventory there are 105, more than 105 bras are there. Out of 70%, my husband bought alone. So when he was in Massachusetts, actually I'm living here alone. He's in different state. In Massachusetts, actually so many codes are there, but one code he found out all the bras are under $5. Then he bought so many 105. He asked, "Oh, you are buying so many gifts for other." I said, "You asked her." My wife is Amazon. She wears all the size bras.
That's too funny.
He was feeling like, he said, "It's okay." I said, "I'm selling it. You just do your work and scan."
That's too funny. So I heard that you got ungated for a very high-end brand. How did you do it?
Me?
Adidas?
Okay, the Tyler and Adidas. Just now, 5 minutes before this session started, I just found one product. Then I tried with the ACN. Can I add this one or not? It's auto approved. I didn't ask for any approval. It's just my screenshot. I can show you also. It shows like sell yours. It didn't ask me that request for approval. Then I tried for Nike. It says still request for approval. Then I left it. I searched for so many Adidas shoes. I thought might be 1 or 2 products are allowed, not others are not allowed. Then I tried with 20 products. Then I saw, okay, finally I'm confirmed. Okay, I can sell Adidas.
That's awesome. And guys, do you see
you don't have to worry about this one.
By selling over time consistently and keeping your account healthy, you increase your chance of getting ungated for a brand. Itishri, I know you've come up with some tricks and tips for how to get products to FBA, and that can be challenging if someone's living in a different country. Explain to us some of those tips and tricks that you used.
Now you can hear me? Okay. Actually, when you deal with oversized products, right? It always FBA says like send it to the 3 different places. If you have 3 or 4, because in the beginning, I don't want to go with like more products, more number of products. I want to start with only 3, 4. Then whenever you send it to the FBA, it says you to send it 3 different places or 2 different places. Then I found out the trick that if you make it to bigger number like 7, then it will obviously make one place 4 number of, another place 1 or 2. And if you are having 3, wherever you found out that 3 is showing to send this place, this FBA, you just keep that one, or the 2, you just delete those segments. I did so many times. Like if I have cloth products under 18 minutes, it will ask you to send to 3 different or 4 different FBA centers. If you have more than 18, it will always send everything to Texas. I found out those things. And if you don't have, like I just want to save my money. I don't want to send everything to different FBA centers. Then I usually trick the system by making my number of items more, so that Amazon will, because last time I had 3 units. Those are very big size, and they came with one big pack. I don't have that box also. Then I tried with 9, 8, 7. When I tried with 7, it sent 3 to one place, 1, then another 2 to another places. When I found my choice, yeah, I can send 3 to one center. Then I kept that segment and I deleted all the 2. But I don't know this is legal or not. I got scared also. Then I said, it's okay. How Amazon knows what I am doing?
Right.
I'm not deleting. Right. I just deleted the segment that I don't like.
Yeah.
Is it helpful?
That's awesome. Yep, I can hear you. It cut out just a little bit, but I can hear you.
Make a post on Facebook, as my English is not good. I know I can't express everything by writing all and everything.
Yeah.
I was thinking since after that I should post this one, because it would be helpful for everybody, because now in November, December, everyone is selling 18-inch dolls. Those are really very hectic to send 3, 4 FBA centers, means it will charge $8 per pack.
Right. Right. This is super helpful, Tishri, and thank you so much for sharing this. And I just want to remind everyone, especially for those of you guys who are in India or South America or different parts of the world, and you want to sell on Amazon.com. What we're talking about is you source the products online, you have them shipped to an FBA prep center. We have over 200 recommendations for that. They prepare it for you. They send it into Amazon's warehouse, and when someone buys it, it's going out FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, which means it doesn't matter where you live. You can do it all right here from your computer, which is an insane thought. Just the idea that this could happen, that anyone would imagine this 20 years ago, is almost unbelievable. And then you can scale and scale and keep going. So today we're bringing in several people who have just started within the last few months and showing you what that's like. If you're in that stage, listen closely, because this kind of advice is super helpful. And thank you so much to Tishri for sharing this. I'm now going to ask Alex and Alessandra some questions. Thank you so much for being here as well. How did you guys get started? What was it like at the beginning for you?
Well, we really got started with a lot of your free videos, because there are an abundance of those. So we started with the free videos, and we really try and trial and error to really see whether or not it worked. Because I mean, that's kind of the thing. You don't want to put in a ton of money into something if it's not going to work. So we tried it out, and we actually first tried rushing a private label brand, which we really didn't have the capital for it. And what started happening is we'd find something we'd like, and then they'd be like, well, it's about $8,000, and we wouldn't like that. So then we go to something else, and then it really wasn't a product we liked. So then we started realizing we're compromising now. So now we're not putting out a good product, we're compromising what we want. That has no long-term longevity. So we took a step back, and we were doing RA pretty much this entire time. And a lot of the stuff that we had in RA started selling, and started selling quite quickly. So we had kind of stepped out waiting to see how it had turned out. And once it started selling, we just kind of went all in. I noticed that there was a just one dime arbitrage, which originally I was going and watching all the private label stuff. Once I realized that there was an arbitrage version, I was all in.
Yeah.
What was it like when you went from the free videos to joining the arbitrage course? What changed for you guys? How was that different? We have a few people here asking about the course, so and you guys can pay me later. No joking. But seriously though, what was that like, you guys, truly for you?
Going from trying to do it ourselves to joining Just One Dime, we got information about making smarter buys instead of just looking at things that we see profit on the seller app, but we don't pay attention to BSR. We don't pay attention to, if they're in the top percentage of their category. So we don't know how long it's going to take us to sell it. So by the time it sells, that little bit of money that was there has been used up in storage fees and anything like that. So we definitely learned how to make smarter buys across the board, and more confidence in purchasing. So we're able to buy bigger amounts, larger amounts, because we're more confident that these are going to go quickly and that we won't be sitting on them. When we get things in, we turn them around quickly because we realize now that that's money we're sitting on. Just our whole outlook on this business and the way we handle it has really changed since joining Just One Dime.
That is awesome, you guys. And you have no idea how meaningful that is to Alan, Saad, and myself. Just hearing that you guys were able to get started on the free videos, and then the course was able to bring you even further. That's super cool. And just so you guys know, we didn't tell them to say that. We're not paying them to say that. That is something that they actually wanted to ask. So we said, sure, no problem. What are you guys' goals? As you guys look at now where you're at, so before you were doing nothing, now you're selling on Amazon, where would you like to go into the future?
Well, I mean, definitely would like to get back into private label because we definitely see the value in it, but we want to definitely build our presence in arbitrage, especially since with arbitrage, you're really learning Amazon. I mean, yes, you're making money, but you're almost like getting paid to learn Amazon's marketplace. What's the buy box? How do you get in it? What's the repricer? Or how do you do it? I mean, you're really learning how Amazon works before it. So we definitely would like to get back into private label. Definitely build up our inventory a lot more. What else?
Fire her boss.
Yeah. Fire her boss.
You mentioned private label, and I know you know the answer to the question, but for the sake of our guests, why private label? Why do you want to ultimately move towards private label instead of staying with arbitrage?
First off, I guess the thing that most people probably want to hear is the profit margins are better, and it's just true. You're getting something cheaper, but you're buying a lot more of it. But private label, what I really like is I'm able to solve a problem. I'm able to find something that's good, but it's not great, and definitely could be better. And I'm making it better, and if it's really there, people are going to buy it. And we've kind of already found one that we're already looking at. But I mean, it's just, to us, at least to me, it is interesting to be able to bring someone something that I would have never been able to do prior. I mean, I would have never been able to bring someone something better to market because I would have never been able to do it. Now here I found out, yes, I can. Yes, anyone can. I mean, you can bring, if you have a good idea, you can bring it to market.
And in the past, bringing a new idea to market was so expensive and it took so long. Now that you can do that on Amazon's platform and you can promote it so people actually see it through PPC ads and get it ranking with keywords, it's unbelievable. One thing that you said, Alex, I really like, you mentioned we're getting paid to learn Amazon. So to think about arbitrage that way, I never looked at it that way, but that's so smart. So when you're selling arbitrage, making money, you're learning Amazon, and the better you understand Amazon, you can also scale your arbitrage business and do private label as well and launch new products, not just differentiated, but new ones as well. These are really, really helpful feedback. And guys, thank you so much for being here and sharing these tips, Itishri, Alex, Alessandra today. I'm going to look at the questions in the chat and then we'll close it up. We have a few questions. So LLC first says, Stephen, you can start a sole proprietor if you want. You don't have to be an LLC. What would be your minimum profit on a single item? I'll let Saad and Alan speak for themselves. For me, the lowest I've ever done around $5, but I like it to be $10 or more. What about you guys? Do you have a limit on how low that? And I'm saying after the Amazon fees are gone, everything, all the, if there's FBA prep involved, out of it, what's left there? What is your guys' minimum profit that you like to go with? You like to go with Saad and Alan?
We try to have our minimum at $7, and then up from there. But there's some times that you're sourcing in the store and you find something that has $3 and you already have a full shopping cart full of stuff and it's an extra $3 with a good rank. I just throw it in there and just send it over because it's free money at that point. But when you start into sourcing, I would recommend at least $7 profit. That way you have enough to actually make it worth your business.
Yeah, and that money you make can go back into your business to build it bigger and bigger before you start taking off the top to pay for your own needs. Which, if you guys can do that, get to a point where it's scaling to a point where now the business is handling itself and growing, and then you have enough to take home. That's an ideal place. And the longer you delay that, the bigger you can grow it, and you end up making more money. For those of you guys who are full-time doing this, I understand you have to live off some of that. Completely understandable. But in the early stages, as much as you can, feed that business like you would feed your child. Give them plenty of food and protein, because the more you take care of your business, the more it will take care of you. Kind of like a kid. When we get old, then our kids take care of us, hopefully. Saad, anything you want to add to that, brother?
No, I agree. I agree 100%. I think that's one of the obstacles I had when I first started. I didn't know my profit margins very well. I just saw, oh my God, I'm making profit, so that's it. But now I'm more picky when you get more experience in it. Basically, you want to go with the 33% rule of thumb. So if you sign something for 30, you want $10 going to be your initial investment, $10 going to be your Amazon fees, and $10 going to be your net profit. So usually you look for, if you're spending 10, you want to get 10. But this is changes according to the price of the item. So sometimes if I sell a product for $100 and I know I'm making $40, I think I don't need the 100% profit return on investment. At 40% is still good for me because it sells very fast. So this is not, it's a guideline, but I always make sure that you double your money, which is that's what I look for all the time. But I actually agree with Alex. I think RA is a very, very great platform to learn the Amazon system and to be able to transition into a private label, which is the ultimate goal, because it's just hard work in the beginning, but after that, it's just going to be money coming in.
Very true. Jesse says, do you guys do more online arbitrage or retail arbitrage for sourcing larger inventory? I'll first speak for myself. I don't source any large inventory for arbitrage, but everything we do, 90% of it is online. A small part of it is retail. What about you guys? Do you do any kind of large, and I'm guessing by large, we're talking larger than a shoebox, starting to get into the larger category like this. Anyone, what do you guys do for that?
No, for me, I do mostly small items, and this year it's been about 60% retail arbitrage, but last year was 100% retail and online arbitrage.
Another question is, Theodora says, do you have to test the market with PPC, or is that not necessary? No matter if it's private label or arbitrage, you don't have to ever do that. It's highly recommended for private label. I would never do it for arbitrage because you're selling on a listing that's already there. So you're going to use your BSR to determine how fast it's selling. On our team, we actually have an entire spreadsheet that will show you step by step. Like if you look at the BSR, it gives you the average sales per day. It's a guesstimate, it's not exact, of how fast that's selling in that category. But that's why we try to include products that are within the top 1 to 2% of a category. So for people on our team, they get over 40 selected, hand-picked leads that are in the top 1 to 2% that Alan's team puts together and sends out. to help get you started. But the way you do it is you want to look at the BSR. Because remember, it's different than like what Alex was talking about, his own idea product. That's private label. You're launching a new listing. It has no ranking yet. We're talking about on Arbitrage, already has a BSR ranking. The lower the number, the faster it's selling. You want the number to be low enough to say, okay, I can guesstimate this is going to sell within the next 6 weeks. And here's the cool part, you guys. Once you have several products that sell fast, then you can go and find other products that may not sell for 3 months, but you know they're going to sell. You just have to be patient until the lower cost sellers sell out. And you can find their inventory by the 999 rule pretty easily. Then you start sourcing those as well. And because you're not strapped for cash, you can wait. And so the next 3 months, these start selling. And then 3 months later, these sell. So now you have stuff that's selling by the week, by the month, by several months. You see, so that way you always have this forecast of cash coming in. You're really differentiating yourself as what you're doing. Let me see. Jesse says, sorry, larger as in quantity of items. So I guess Jesse's question is, do you guys do more OA or RA for sourcing? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and I think you got an answer from us on that as well. We answered it. Cool. What can I do if I can't find the high potential product in Alibaba nor DHgate? So Go Monster, if you're talking about arbitrage, I would not go to DHgate or Alibaba. Those are like phone book directories for suppliers to build a new product. Back to what Alex was saying, your own idea. What we're talking about is going online to places domestically in your own country. Or if you're going to sell on Amazon.com, you literally could go to places that are selling in Amazon.com, online stores like Walmart, Kohl's. There's a lot of places. And you find, even when you find a product that is on a discount or that is selling well and you compare it to what's happening on Amazon and you buy it for a lower price and then you sell it, that's how you make your money. So what you're referring to, I think, Go Monster, is finding a new product. And if you're trying to do that for private label, find a supplier that builds the same kind of product using the same kind of material around the same size. It doesn't have to be the same product. And negotiate with them and have them build you the new product. But chances are you're going to have to pay for a mold, and there's several $1,000s up front to get a brand new product made. Not a variation off of one you already have, but a brand new one. Do you have, Yehuda says, do you have any special tools that help you find online arbitrage products? So Saad and Alan, you guys are the tool masters. What would you say to Yehuda?
We usually just use our seller app and we keep really going through through the stores and try to find products. And the other thing that you can do it online. The online you can use other softwares out there like Tactical Arbitrage or OA X-Ray, but actually we don't use them because they get saturated very quick. All people are looking for the same product. So right. That's why we have our team for VAs to be able to find specific products for our members, and that's why they are different. Any other tools, I really didn't find one that's really consumer friendly or really on spot. And it's the same thing with private label. Use so many softwares, everyone's looking at the same thing. But if you start looking into the categories themselves or subcategories, you'll be able to find unique products that not tapped yet. It's the same thing with those. I actually sometimes because as you know, guys, my wife started doing it, and within, actually, I don't know if we had to do interview with her, but she did it in 45 days. She over $20,000, and I'm very proud of her. It's really, really good. What she did, she went through all the flyers, and she goes one product at a time and see if there's a potential. And this is how I find something that's not going to be a lot of sellers are sharing the buy box. And don't I know it's very hard to get this, but I guarantee you once you start doing retail arbitrage, you're going to go in everything, you're going to be selling everything, but later on you're going to have your niche. So we do toys and games. So now just gets all the toys and game sections and try to find one by one and see what kind of discounts that you can get and how much they sell on Amazon. And by the way, so many times we find products at regular price that sell for much more on Amazon. So it doesn't need to be discounted or clearance items.
You know, the idea, the assumption that, oh, if I buy it online, it's cheaper is becoming less and less true. For a while, that was true a lot of the time. And you really had to find the best discounts to make it work, to make money off of it. A lot of times, a lot of companies are raising their online prices. Do you guys know that Walmart has been raising their prices in certain products to get people online, to get people to go into the stores? That's good news. You see what I mean? And a lot of people will buy on Amazon for the convenience and the trust because they don't want to get in the car and drive through the snow in wintertime to go buy a product. So they'll pay more to buy your product on Amazon than going into the store where you found it and now you're selling it for a profit. So this is really helpful information. So thank you, brother. So I hope that's helpful, Yehuda. Some other questions. Theodora says, do you need a garage or a place at least to put all those products? Is that correct? So Alex and Alexandra, I'm sorry, Alessandra. I want to say it right because I like knowing Alejandra, Alexandra, Alessandra. Could you guys tell us, just walk Theodora through the process you guys go through when you source your products, what you do with them in order to sell them? Can you explain that? Because she's thinking, I got to put them in my garage.
Well, you don't. They're right there. You do need a little bit of space, but the key is don't sit on it, because the more you buy, the more it's going to stack up, the less space you're going to have. Just don't sit on it. It seems like you don't have any space. Get it in, get it out, and get something else in. That's the key.
And here's the cool part, you guys. You send it into Amazon's warehouse. So when someone buys it, it's shipping from Amazon instead of shipping from you. See? So Theodora, you don't have to fill up your whole garage if you don't want to. So awesome. Thank you, Alessandra. Okay, is there a schedule followed for retail arbitrage that is early AM? Is there a way to know when they restock clearance shelves? This is an awesome question. I need to get my wife to answer this question. This store does it Thursdays, etc. I would love to hear your guys' advice. What do you think?
Well, for us, the only we did have to find out on the stores that we shop more frequently, but we did end up talking to supervisors and getting friendly with all the people that works on the main stores that we shop at, and sometimes they will tell you, this is the day that they stock up, or this is the day when they like, we know what days they drop the prices. We know what a green tag means, how much discount you're getting on the green tags. And, we know if we're going on Tuesday to the store, we're not going to have any luck. But if we're going on Thursday or Saturday, that's when all the prices are dropping. Even one of the store managers, we were talking last year, and they told us about a discount that they were going to have only in Florida, and that's how we end up starting going to Florida to shop, do shopping trips, because that was a tip that one of the managers in Georgia gave us, that the discounts, there was going to be discounts only for Florida, and we just grab our car and just started driving down, and that's how we've been finding a lot of deep discounts, because my wife is the one that starts talking with managers, and she talks to everybody in the store, and they get to know her and give her those little insights that we take advantage of.
I see how it works. The manager, and then you go and start doing the sourcing. Okay, I can get this stuff in. No, that's really cool. That's super good advice. Talking to the manager so you know when those discounts are going to happen. Jai Gupta says, hi, Seth. I am from India, but starting to selling both on Amazon.com and Amazon.in. Can I do that? Yes, you absolutely can. I would recommend you begin with Amazon.com, source online, send it to a prep center. Our training course teaches all of this. And that way you can start selling in the US first. You can do it on Amazon.in. There's a huge high rate of returns in India, as you may know. Buy something to test it, then send it back. And that can be frustrating for sellers. And there's a lot of work that Amazon's trying to figure out with India to make this work. So it's not a booming market yet, but to get in early, I think would be very wise. But on Amazon.com, there's more competition, but there's also more demand. So yes, you absolutely can. Spictoria says, will you ever use PPC for an RA that you have the buy box? For example, something with great profit, but doesn't have such a great ranking. Odd. I knew you were going to answer this question.
You know why?
I knew you were going to answer it.
Because I was actually, when you asked the question, the one previous, I was looking for the account and I wanted to show a screenshot of it. Yes, we run PPC and a lot of people don't. And really, you need to take advantage of that. We have a strategy that we use in our group. And I would like to show you this screenshot of something we just started mid of October. Just give me a second. Please let me know if you see it. Guys, see it? Look at that. We start for RA a daily budget of $5. A daily budget. We bid very low to be able. We spent $111 and we were able to generate almost $3,000. These are sales that you didn't even think of coming in your door. This strategy, a lot of people not use it because they think that every time they're going to run PPC, they're going to spend money for other people who are running who have the buy box. But actually, the only time you're going to pay for it when you have the buy box, and it works a lot. You're going to increase your the number of items per order, and at the same time, you're going to get sales that you never had. So I want to share it just as a proof, and look at the ACOS, which is the average cost of sale, 3.7, which is really, really, really low.
And also in the training, we share also a test that we did that we run last year for 6 months. We end up spending about $650, I think it was $650 or $700 for the whole 6 months. And together with the PPC and organic sales, we sold over $60,000 on that 6-month period. And that's the strategy we're sharing. We're teaching all the members because it works. It's just a lot of people is not using it.
And don't mind you, this number that I just showed you is from 15th of October, where I actually taught my wife to do it, and she started with it. So imagine from the 20,000 she made, 3,000 of it from PPC by bank $110.
Exactly.
You know,
that is awesome. So there's the answer to your question, and I love you just like boom. I had this funny feeling. It was weird. I was like, Todd's gonna answer this question, and as soon as I finished saying it, I heard your mic come on. That was weird. This is cool. This is what happens when you work together for a while. It's just like, you know what they're thinking. So guys, I hope that this is super encouraging to you. I'm going to say something. I'm going to be direct. Can I be direct for a minute? I don't mean this in an unkind way at all. You need, I'm quoting Gary now. I'm extracting some of the language he uses. Suffocate your BS excuses. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming the economy. Get off your ass and get out there and make money. Go do it. Go make money. These people are doing it. I don't care. You know what's cool? Yesterday I featured someone who's doing $2 million on 2 products. I don't care so much how much it is. I have just as much respect for Atishri as I do for Andy. They're both awesome. Why? Because they're doing something with their life. It's not the amount. The amount's going to get better if you keep at it. Yes. But what matters is that you do something about it. Constantly analyzing questions. You need to act. When you act, you do. Saad cannot show you that screenshot if he didn't act. And I tell you something, because we did a live interview with our wives, Saad, Alan, and myself. His wife is very happy. She's like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. Like her husband's teaching her how to make money. Think about what that does to your relationships too. Having more money is not the means to happiness, but it sure does give you a lot more margin. As a result, what you do with it can bring a lot more happiness. So guys, get out there and make it happen. Start. If you want us to help you, yes, we will. Yeah, we can help you. Absolutely. You don't have to have someone to help you. You can still succeed doing this on your own. The difference is you'll get there faster. So I will tell you exactly what we do. We have 6 workshops. It's a total of 540 minutes, step-by-step workshops. You get weekly live Q&As. You have 15 screen sharing tutorials. You become part of a private group where all your questions get answered. There are coaches in there answering questions, and the community helps a ton too. 180 free leads that rank in the top 1 to 2% per category with a minimum 40% ROI and a 2-hour training video on how to use those leads. Now, if we can help you get there faster, we will. I'll include the link. But I'm going to set that aside. I want you to be aware of that. But regardless, go make your success happen, people. Get out there, make it happen, crush it. All respect to you, Atishri, Alex, Alessandra, for what you guys have done, and Alan and Saad. Because there was a day when Alan, he hadn't made anything on Amazon. It was a few years back. I was working at Apple. I had made nothing on Amazon, you guys. I had to decide I'm going to do something. And so I started with a lot of money, a dime. I started a dime, guys, and I became a millionaire on Amazon through a freaking dime. I don't say that to brag. I say that to give you hope and encouragement. You can do it. Did you find a dime today on the ground? Go do something with that dime and make your dreams happen. And I know you guys have a lot of questions. We're closing it up because of time. We have to get on to other stuff today and our own Amazon stores as well. So if you want us to help you, here's a link. I will share it once. Whether or not you join our team, I wish you success, and I encourage you to get out there, suffocate your BS excuses, and go crush it. And thank you again to Tishri, Alex, Lysandra for being here today. You guys have an awesome day, all right? See you guys later. Bye-bye.